So you've probably all heard it by now that the market took a beating last month, where the number of total sales and transactions were down by over 40%. But what was interesting to see, and I hope I'm not bursting all the doom and gloom bubbles out there, but prices remained up slightly, just a singe over 5%. But the real story to come out of the latest Treb report was the fact that single detached homes were really out of favor. In fact, people were avoiding it like the Ebola virus this summer. But condos, on the other hand, are holding up quite well, just like the one I'm sitting in here today. And considering all the negative news going on lately and the potential threats of interest rates going up even further in the fall, all of these factors could end up fueling the condo fire. But I'll have more on why I think the condo market is going to remain strong right after this. So in my first video of the year, I actually made some rather bold predictions about what's going to happen in the market. Of course, at the time, I couldn't foresee the changes, such as the provincial government intervening and introducing the Fair Housing Plan. But what I suspected and what I shared in the video, which you can check out over here, in that video, I actually discussed prices continuing to keep climbing for detached houses and freehold properties, and that there would be a shift in demand towards condos and condo townhouses simply because they were a little bit more affordable and young buyers just needed to get into the market. But since the changes have occurred here in 2017, that has driven the demand even further in that direction in a more pronounced way. And when we look at the reports that come out from the Toronto Real Estate Board, these numbers and the data are very clear that something is going on. There's a shift happening in the marketplace, where many young buyers are actually opting for smaller properties for a number of reasons. One being that they're going to have to factor in a much bigger mortgage when it comes to houses. They might have to get into a bidding war or bully offer situation. And of course, the commute. Like I tell all my clients and investors, is that buyers actually don't just disappear. It doesn't happen that way. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a potential buyer who's going to say, I think I'm just going to rent for the next 20 years of my life. No. And for those who are very familiar with the market, know that the rental market is actually really crazy right now. It's actually very hard to rent a condo at a reasonable price because a lot of those potential buyers are coming out of the market and looking to wait and see what's going to happen perhaps and jump back in 2018, leading places like downtown and North York to be incredibly expensive to rent now. What they'll usually do is they'll lie in wait in the rental market and wait for the right opportunity to pounce back in again. Or they might completely shift their focus and they'll say, look, maybe I'm not going to buy the house that I always wanted right now. Maybe at some point I will, but I'll start with a condo or a condo townhouse right now, just because it feels like the risk is a little bit more mitigated in this case. And without crazy intense bidding wars, it actually minimizes risks for banks, which is great for our economy overall as well, too. Now, we can be certain that there is no clear data that points exactly to this. There's some people that are going to sit and wait. There are some people that are thinking of just renting long term. And there's people that are downgrading their expectations and going into a condo first. But what we saw in July was that townhouses were up 20% in terms of price appreciation, and condos were up a staggering 25%. Now, I know of course July is not a great indication because it is summer months, but typically in condos you don't see the seasonality of home prices. It's pretty even throughout the year. And so with detached and freehold properties going down to the single digits in terms of appreciation, but then all of a sudden seeing a big spike in condos and townhouses, it's gotta mean something, right? So my thoughts are this might be the beginning of a trend that builders have been trying to predict for the past 2 decades, which is that detached homes and freehold properties are going to be so astronomical in price that younger people who are looking to get into the market are probably just going to shun this market completely, where they're forced to live in smaller and stylish and more core inside of the city. And with these new prices and the new reality, this is not just a lifestyle choice anymore. This is out of necessity. I mean, who really wants to be house poor anyways, right guys? You still want to be able to enjoy eating out, taking vacations, and just buying some of the latest tech gadgets for your house. And who knows, this might spark a new movement towards living small, which could become bad news for those million-dollar houses, especially those out in the GTA. And of course, just like fashion, condos may be coming back in style, making it a possible legit investment once again. just like this one here. This unit's in a great location at Yonge and Sheppard. It's 2 bedrooms with 2 full baths and hovering around 850 square feet or so. It's even got a balcony, and as we see the city moving more and more towards condos reaching $1,000 per square foot, this one doesn't seem like a bad deal at all, hovering around $750 per square foot. Seems like a great deal to me.
Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi. You got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now. Jump in the Cadillac. Girl, let's put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry champagne on us. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like.